Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Intelligent Training, Holistic Health. We are your hosts, James and Francesca. And in today's episode, we are going to be breaking down sleep. So in today's episode, we are going to explain some of the mechanisms behind sleep, how it can affect your gains. And then we're going to tell you give you a few tips that you can implement today to create better sleep hygiene.
And all the tips that we give today are free, and none of them will be supplements. So we're going to take an approach today on things that you can implement straight away that don't require going out and buying the latest supplement. Because as we always say, supplements are kind of the last thing. If you've got everything else in check, it's the same with diet. If you've got everything else in check, supplements are the last thing that you can put on top to enhance that little bit. I think with the popularity of sleep in the fitness and wellness industry at the moment, I think lots of it is geared towards the latest supplement that you can use. So we just want to show you how, you can implement certain habits and strategies in order to create a better, more restorative sleep without the use of supplements.
Yep. And we could explain some foods instead of supplements if you want to do that.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. We'll see. So where are we going to start?
Well, I think the most important one is explaining how sleep can have an impact on your gains.
On the gains.
On the gains in the gym.
Jumping on that gain train. So by gains, all right, so we probably need to clarify what gains mean.
Yes, I think
so. In the bodybuilding world, gains refer to gaining muscle mass and possibly losing body fat. So everybody wants to be
in their best
sexy,
shape.
And I'm going to say sexy is more muscle and less fat.
I like it.
That's my definition, but that's probably not everyone else's definition.
Not necessarily.
But this is my podcast, so we're going to roll with it. It's our podcast.
It's our podcast.
Right. All right. Carry on. So, So how it can affect your gains is there was a very famous study done. It was a while ago, but this always gets pulled up for this reason. So it was I think it was a metabolic ward study, but what it was, there was one group of people, they were given 8.5 hours of sleep. The other group were given 5.5 hours of sleep. Okay. And they were both on calorie equated diets. So they all had the same amount of calories. Okay. But they were eating within a 10% deficit. So for example, if their maintenance was 2,000 calories, they were eating 1,800 calories.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were in a 10% deficit. So at the end of the study, everybody should be losing weight because of that calorie deficit. And we know from a previous podcast, we said energy balance determines weight loss.
And they did, didn't they? So in that study.
Yeah. So in the study, the average weight lost was 3 kilograms. But from the different groups, even though they both lost the same amount of weight, the 8.5 hours kept more muscle mass and they lost more fat. So the 5.5 hours, they lost, was it 60%?
More muscle.
They lost 60% more muscle and they lost 60% less fat. So that's crazy. So that shows you just from having the same diet, but having different amounts of sleep, how that can affect your body composition. Yep.
Sorry. And what we can do is we can we'll pop that study in the show notes.
Yep.
And you can have a look at it yourself. Okay.
So the reason this happens is, so how they measured it in the lab is something called respiratory exchange ratio. So this is determined by kind of breath test, and you can tell from the different substrates being burned from just breathing into an apparatus in the lab. So when you have less sleep, your body starts burning more anaerobically. So anaerobically this is done without oxygen. Mm-hmm. So your body is in more of a stress state. And so when you do burn anaerobically, you are burning through a pathway called glycolysis. And this is breaking down carbohydrate substrates. So this is why they will have lost more muscle mass, because you have a lot more carbohydrates stored within the muscle, and the body is breaking down those carbohydrates to fuel itself. So this is why they lost considerably more muscle mass. So where you should be, so that's with an increased RER, so respiratory exchange ratio. But if you had a lowered RER, which the guys with the 8.5 hour sleep, they did.
Yeah.
So this way they are burning through a pathway called beta oxidation. So this is your fat burning pathway. And this is aerobic compared to anaerobic. So once you have the oxygen around, this is where your body wants to be. And your body should be in this aerobic kind of substrate burning pathway compared to the anaerobic just day to day. So once you do go down to less sleep, then your body will change the substrates it uses to fuel itself.
And I'm just going to interject very quickly. There are some anomalies of people who can sleep very short amounts.
Yeah, but that's very, 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 very small.
It's very, very, very small, but there's always one that says it, which they're probably not correct themselves anyway. They've probably just got used to functioning on, you know, subpar.
Sleep.
Yeah, but there are, so just in case, but that is very, 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 very rare.
Yeah.
So basically we all are similar, and we really do need a good chunk of hours of sleep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And then, we can get into the quality versus quantity as well. But again, just off of that study, there's another study, I think it was 2008, and this is done with just women, and just having been sleep deprived for 2 hours per night. So instead of 8 hours, it was 6 hours per night. They voluntarily ate 20% more calories in that sleep deficit. Mm-hmm. So you probably feel this if you've gone on a night out, or you're very tired. The next day you want to eat a lot more, and
you want to eat those energy dense foods as well. You always when you go out on a night out and you come back and all you crave is
crisps.
Well, obviously he craves crisps. He loves crisps. But it's like me. I like chocolate, don't I? But it's not what I want when we don't really get hungover now. But when you used to be hungover, it would be like a big breakfast, like a carby.
Yeah. So one of the reasons,
delicious.
Yeah. One of the reasons from the hangover could also be the sleep deprivation is why you would overeat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just the influx of alcohol.
Yeah.
And saying that so even if you do, so this will carry on into another segment. So even if you do sleep for a decent amount of time after drinking, it's not actually restorative sleep, because alcohol is a sedative. So it's not going to give you quality sleep. So it'll put you to sleep, same as marijuana, alcohol, they will put you to sleep, but they're sedative. So it's not going to be very restorative sleep. So this is usually why you'll wake up and you won't feel very restored, because it knocks out your REM sleep. So this is your rapid eye movement sleep. And this is kind of the part of the sleep that's most restorative for the brain. And this is why you'll wake up feeling groggy.
So unfortunately that, even if you have one glass of wine, people say, I feel relaxed. And it might make you relaxed and decrease stress for certain people who use it as
stress relief.
A stress release. Yeah. But it isn't going to improve the restorative sleep at all.
No.
You're not going to get any better sleep from it.
No.
You might go to sleep quicker.
Yeah. But just know it is a sedative. And we're not knocking alcohol, but it is a sedative. So it will take out part of your restorative sleep. Yeah. Yeah.
And quickly, just for people who don't know, can we explain through the stages of sleep that you get?
Yep. So instead of going through every stage, I would say the best way to look at it is there is non-rapid eye movement sleep, and then there's rapid eye movement sleep.
Yeah.
So the rapid eye movement sleep is because when you close your eyes actually just dart back really fast. So that's during rapid eye movement sleep. And this is because your brain is very active during rapid eye movement sleep. And this is where you have the most restorative part of sleep for your brain. And this is what, during this part of your sleep, your body will actually paralyze itself, so you can't act out your dreams. So during rapid eye movement sleep, that's when you'll have your most vivid dreams.
You just get those little twitches, don't you?
Yeah,
body
so maybe
twitches, like fingers and...
Yeah, so little things will go on, but the rest of your body should normally paralyze itself to prevent you from acting out those dreams.
Unless you're him and you whack me in the face.
Yeah, I wasn't sleeping that time. No,
I never know, because he's got an eye mask on.
And that eye mask can follow on to some things that would be good for your sleep.
Yeah.
So should we get into some things that are good for your sleep?
Let's do a positive. Some factors, and obviously I'm just going to go straight in with an eye mask. So to be fair, where we live currently, we don't have any street lights. So we actually don't even really pull our blinds down at night, do we? Because it's so dark at the moment anyway. So we have quite a bat cave-esque.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. So when setting up your sleep, I always like to say, sleep like a bat. And this isn't upside down with a lot of your friends, but this is in a dark, cold.
That was such a dad joke.
Oh, but the people loved it. Yeah, so that's in a dark, cold, and quiet place.
Yeah.
So those three things are very important for setting up your sleeping environment. So when you go to sleep, this is a big one, is even like the first 2 hours before you go to sleep, you should start dimming the lights, because the lights around the house, especially kind of the spotlights, they're very bright and they will emit a lot of blue light. So you've probably heard about blue light. Blue light, a lot of people harp on about this, but the reason blue light is particularly important when it comes to sleep is blue light contains the most energy on the visible light spectrum. So on the visible light spectrum, these are the kind of colors we can see, and then you start getting into things like infrared or ultraviolet light. They have more energy, but they're not in the spectrum where we can see. So with the blue light, it comes into our eyes and it can suppress melatonin, which is our sleep hormone, by up to 80%. So this is the reason you should start turning down the lights in the evening. So you
dimming your phone.
Dimming your phone, yeah. Putting the light exposure, whatever it is, yeah. Or even wear blue light blocking glasses,
which are very popular at the moment.
Very popular. I wear these all the time. They'll stop blue light coming in, but they could also stop any action from that evening, because they are horrible to look at, aren't they? They're not the best looking glasses. You look like a moron, but
no, you don't. You've got some. So when we got blue light blocking glasses, we got the orange ones. So I still have the orange ones.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, I had ones like that when back in the early 2000s, 90s, it was really popular. Do you remember the blue and orange glasses? Obviously, they weren't blue light blockers, but they obviously looked cool.
Like a cyclist.
Yeah. But now, so I still have those ones, but because
I've got some clearer ones now.
He's got some clearer ones now. So it just looks like he wears glasses.
Yeah.
I think you look lovely in them.
No, you would. You're lovely, aren't you?
That's nice.
So that is one thing, to try and prevent blue light coming in. So dim lights around.
Yeah.
Don't be staring into your iPhone so closely, or iPads or TVs.
Yeah.
Try and dim things as much as you can, because it will suppress melatonin production. And melatonin is what you need to put you to sleep.
And I do think that is why, and I know, again, this is something you would have to go out and purchase, but that's why I do think blue light blocking glasses are really good, because it's near on impossible now to not have your phone or be on some kind of device close to the evening, because usually it's when people settle down, they're getting back to messages, they're scrolling social media.
As well.
If you can, yeah. But let's be honest, for a lot of people, if it's something that they can cut down but can't cut out yet, get some blue light blockers just to help.
They are good. They are very good. So that covers the light portion of it.
Yeah.
So sleeping like a bat. Number 2 is cold. So you want to be in a cooler sleeping environment.
Yeah.
So if you have air conditioning, set it to 18.5 degrees Celsius.
If you're lucky enough.
Because that's the optimal temperature for sleep. Otherwise, other than that, you can take a cold shower, have a cold bath, then this will cool your body temperature. And the flip side of that, you could also have a warm bath or a warm shower, because this will heat your body, and then your body's naturally going to start dumping heat. So it has to dump heat to cool itself down, and then this will cool you down as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 2 ways that you can utilize that are free.
Yeah, and
to change your body temperature.
Try a lighter duvet, because for us, I'd say our duvet is quite thick.
Yeah.
And because the temperature has been abnormally warm for this time of year, I've been a lot hotter in the evening, so we tend to have the window open quite a bit before we go to bed. Like we'll open it for like an hour or so before bed, just to cool the room, so that when you come in, and we have the heating down anyway, especially in the bedroom, we have the heating down. I know that can be harder in the morning to then get up because you're nice and cozy, but for us it's better, because you know what it's like when you get overheated at the night. I have the craziest dreams.
Yeah.
And I am so tired when I wake up if I'm too hot. So yeah, a cool room, whether you can open the windows a bit before, if you can turn your radiator down in it, if you can. Especially
in the summer, this is why fans are brilliant, because they'll cool you down. But also with the fan, it can go on to our next point of the get rid of noise. Even though a fan is on and it will produce noise, it's actually a kind of white noise, which is very relaxing for us, because it will drown out any other noises. So this will go on to our third point for sleeping like a bat. So you want to sleep in a quiet a quiet room. So try and drown out any outside noise. If you live near a busy road, then you could use a fan, or you can use a white noise device, or even an app on your phone. So go on Spotify, there's white noises everywhere. You can download a little playlist and it'll play throughout the night for you. Or you can wear earplugs. But if you have children, don't wear earplugs because you need to attend to your child. So they're the three things to sleep like a bat. So minimize the light, get rid of the noise, and sleep in a cool place.
Yeah. And if you want to take it a step further, if the light is a problem, if even you have blinds or something, but there's still lots of street light coming in and you find that it's still a little bit too light and disruptive, James has a delightful
sleep mask. We can put that in the link.
We'll put it in the link in the show notes. His mask.
For you people.
A few people have had it. It's actually really nice because it's quite thick, isn't it? And you wear it a lot.
A few of my clients have got this.
Yeah.
Sleep mask. It's a satin sleep mask.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
And he can't see anything that I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I am one of those people that are on my phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know all the good things to do.
Come on.
But sometimes, my brain goes mental at night, and then which actually, if I don't pick up my phone and I leave it, and if I have a notepad by the side of my bed and I just brain dump, but I do not touch my phone, every single time without fail, my sleep is better. I go to sleep quicker, I stay asleep, and I wake up more refreshed. So don't do as I do.
Don't do as Franny does. Do as I do.
Yeah.
Wear the weird glasses. Wear the weird eye mask.
I wear the weird glasses.
Yeah, you do. After I've gone to sleep.
Yeah.
Right, and we digress again.
We digress, as always.
What's the next step?
So I think, looking at the things that positively impact sleep, those are the things that you can action straight away.
Yeah.
But looking at your lifestyle is another great way to understand what things might be contributing to negatively impacting your sleep.
Yep. So like we said with the alcohol
being one of them, which we pointed on earlier.
Yep. Like looking into blue lights, or just looking into light in general.
Yeah.
Not necessarily blue lights. I
think being on your laptop too late.
Going to bed and waking up at different times.
Yeah.
That's a huge one for affecting your sleep.
I think we touched on that in one of our other podcasts as well, is just...
We've reiterated it though, we can go over it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant one, because if you're not going to bed at the same time or near enough the same time and waking up at the same time, you always wake up groggy, because again, the body loves routine, right?
Yeah.
It loves to know your set routine of when you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're moving.
Yeah. So you have different rhythms within the body, or different hormone rhythms. And if you're always moving the goalposts of when you sleep, so if you're always moving the goalposts of when you sleep, then you're not going to create those robust rhythms, and your body's not going to naturally pull itself out of sleep. So melatonin, like we said earlier, this hormone will put you to sleep, and then cortisol will rise in the morning. This will wake you up. So you should naturally wake up from your cortisol rising. This will wake you up, and this will wake you out of your sleep cycles as well, in the correct kind of rhythm and correct pathway. So you are often groggy when you wake up, when your alarm goes off and rips you out of a stage of sleep that is not conducive to being restorative and waking you up naturally.
Yeah.
So this is why it's always best to try and wake without an alarm, because your body will naturally get that cortisol rise, and it'll bring you out of the right stage of sleep at the right time. And then you're going to feel not as groggy. So, but that only happens if you do have that set time you go to sleep and that set time you wake up, because then your body will start understanding that rhythm, and then it can set the hormones to that rhythm. So you have that general circadian rhythm throughout obviously the day and night, and you have different ultradian rhythms, which are 90-minute cycles throughout the day. So each sleep cycle is around 90 minutes. It's 90 to 110 minutes. And this is when you will pass through each stage of sleep, and you'll go through it sequentially, and then you'll come out and you'll go back in and you'll start again. But if you're pulled out of the wrong part of the sleep, this is where you'll feel groggy. And
that's difficult, I guess, for people, people with children.
Oh yeah. Very difficult.
Who get woken up multiple times in the night for feeding, etc. But if you're still implementing the things like, trying not to get as much blue light exposure, breathing before bed, you may be using white noise, doing lots of things to get you into a more restorative sleep,
Yeah.
it can still help even if your sleep's disrupted, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it's not impossible if you do have funny sleep patterns, whether it be because of children or other things, you can still implement some of these things in order to get as much restorative sleep as you can whilst you're sleeping.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Yeah.
The other one was, for me, is what we do a lot, is looking at when you're eating before bed.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one as well. So going to sleep on a full stomach is another one that will again cause you discomfort, just cause you physiological discomfort, and it will keep you awake as well.
Yeah.
So if you do eat right before bed and your sleep isn't brilliant, I'll suggest eating 2 or 3 hours before sleep, so then your body has time to digest, assimilate the nutrients, and then go to sleep after that. So having full stomach will again keep you awake because there's so many processes going on.
And you might not even realize, you might think, oh, I eat, you know, loads before I go to bed anyway. And you might not be thinking, you might not understand that actually that is affecting your sleep. Some people wear sleep trackers like the Aura rings. Yeah, the Aura rings, or people have their Fitbits on overnight, or the Whoops, I think now.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of trackers that you can wear actually. That's really good because it'll tell you about, like we spoke about, your different stages of sleep, and you can see kind of where you're getting your REM sleep. So usually you'll get your REM sleep at the end of your sleep. So nearer the morning is where you'll get more and more REM sleep. So if you're waking up, if you're not going to bed early enough and you're having to wake up early, then you're going to start skipping on that more restorative sleep for the brain. So usually you'll get more deeper sleep at the beginning of the night. This is restorative to your body. And then later in the day, or later in the night, you're going to get more of your REM sleep, which is more restorative to your brain. And you can see this on, for example, like the Aura Ring or Whoops, you can see where you get your REM sleep, or where you wake up throughout the night, your sleep latency, so how long it takes you to get to sleep. There's all the different things you can track. That can be very interesting, but you can also wake up in the morning feeling great, look at that sleep device. I've done this many times. Look at a device and it says, oh, you didn't sleep very well. And then automatically you think, oh, I didn't sleep very well. I'm not going to have a great gym session, even though before that you were feeling, you felt brilliant.
Yeah.
So again, you need the biofeedback from yourself. Just check in with yourself. So this is what I do now before I look at my device, is check in with myself. How do I feel I slept? And then I try and match that to the data, and then try and not have the data sway me.
Yeah.
I still want to try and go off of how I feel.
Yeah.
So it's better to go off how you feel than what the app says.
You know yourself better than any device.
Yeah.
Right now.
And that's the big thing, is just getting back in tune with yourself as well.
Yeah.
So if you take that time in the morning to ask yourself, how do I feel? Then this is going to really still help you get back in tune with yourself as well.
Yeah. And one of the things you can help with your sleep-wake cycle is getting out in the morning. I think, again, I'm sure we've probably mentioned this on another episode, is getting out in the morning and trying to get that morning sun.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So how we said, you want to try and minimize blue light in the evening. You want to try and maximize blue light in the morning. So if you get up try and get sunlight in your eyes within the first 30 minutes of waking up, then this is going to set your circadian rhythm as well. So again, I think we did mention this. So it's so there's the Zeitgeber, so it's German for time giver, but the light is the greatest time giver. So this is the biggest thing that's going to help set your circadian rhythm, and setting you up for success in the night begins in the morning.
Yeah.
So if you can get out first thing in the morning, get some sunlight in your eyes, that's really going to help with your sleep.
It's the same as tiny habits create the success for your goals, for your ultimate goals, right? It's the same with sleep. It's the same with exercise. You want to go to the gym consistently. You want to exercise regularly, more so than doing one massive brilliant gym session and then not going at all. It's the same with sleep. It's not just about the little hacks and things you can do. It's about all of the actions you take in the day in order to set yourself up in the evening to get a really nice restorative sleep for however many hours you can, and then repeating the process again the next day and the next day. And life gets in the way and it gets busy and it's hard, but it's about the consistency again. It's always about consistency. And
sleep is one thing that you should prioritize. Try and prioritize sleep, because it's so important for so many factors. It's the number one thing you can do for recovery. it's brilliant for blood sugar regulation. It's brilliant for so many things. So if you can prioritize your sleep, as adults, we want to try and get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night.
Yeah.
So that's a good guideline, 7 to 9 hours. So try and get good, high quality sleep for that time.
And can we just touch on napping?
Yeah, we'll go touch on napping.
Because I love a nap, don't I? And if anybody follows James on Instagram, he likes to take pictures of me and the dog napping all the time. Or just before we had the dog, I napped anyway, didn't I? How many photos have you got in your phone of me?
120 something at the moment, I think.
120 something
and that's
photos.
just in the album.
That's just in his album.
Yeah.
Not even all of the photos he's taken of
never
me
met
napping.
someone, nap as much as you. You love a nap, don't you?
Yeah, but how long's it been since I've had a nap?
Yeah, you haven't napped for a while.
I reckon it's been a few months.
No, not in a few months.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think so. Ever since you came off social media.
Maybe.
I haven't napped.
Why is that?
Weird. It's like, I don't know why that was. It's probably because we've got him and the dog. And I'm saying him, nobody can see who him is.
Yeah.
The dog.
Could well be. So napping, if you're like Franny and you already nap, then napping is a brilliant thing.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic. And I would suggest keeping it in because it's already like naturally part of her routine. But for somebody who doesn't nap, like myself, trying to introduce napping to me now I wouldn't say it's the best thing to do. I would just suggest taking time to create good habits around my regular sleep.
And to be fair, for me, I'm really good at napping. I can nap anywhere, but I tend to only do it if I've had a smaller amount or really bad sleep the night before. It's not something, if I'm having good restorative sleep, that's probably why I haven't napped for ages, is because we've just got in such a good routine at the moment that I don't need it in the day. It's literally only when my body's like, you are so tired, you need that quick power of energy, just take time and go down.
And that's the thing. And so then if you are napping as well, this is why you want to nap for a shorter period of time, because like we said with the ultradian cycles, they're around 90 minutes. You don't want to go too deep into that sleep cycle where you get into too deep a sleep, because then you have to try and finish it off to get the full 90 minutes. Yeah. So you don't want to go past, I would say around 20, 30 minutes should be your maximum. Going any deeper than that will take you into a deeper part of your sleep, and it's going to be harder for you to come out of. And when you do come out, you're going to feel more groggy. Yeah.
And it's like, some people, if they have really bad sleep and then they have really long naps in the day and then they try and sleep in the evening.
Yeah, that's a vicious cycle.
They're not tired enough, and then exactly, vicious cycle. So if you can just try and stretch out, it's like when you're jet lagged, try and stretch out to get on the timeline that you're in, so that you can then catch up and be in the right time zone. So we've gone through with you the sleep, the cycles. Can we just reiterate the things that you can do to promote
healthy sleep,
healthy restorative sleep?
Yeah. Okay. So sleep like a bat.
Yes.
So in a dark, cold, quiet place.
Like that.
Wake up and go to sleep at the same time every day, including weekends. This is important on weekends. Everybody wants to obviously stay up and
party.
Not us, clearly. So if you want to stay up and party, you can do that sometimes, but you want to try and stay as consistent as you can with your sleep-wake cycle. And then the third one would be refrain from drinking alcohol or smoking weed or eating too close to bed, just because these things are not necessarily food, is more of a sedative. The alcohol and the weed, they're more kind of sedatives. They'll put you to sleep, but they won't be as restorative sleep. Food can actually put you to sleep as well. If you eat a lot of, for example, meat, I think we said before. So if you're eating a big Christmas dinner. So Christmas dinner is notorious for putting people to sleep. And the reason it's notorious for putting people to sleep is because within turkey is an amino acid called tryptophan. And tryptophan gets converted to serotonin, and then serotonin then gets converted into melatonin. And as we know now, melatonin is our sleep hormone. So this therefore helps put you to sleep. So this is another reason. So if you've seen the supplement 5-HTP, that is 5-hydroxytryptophan. So this is just a precursor to serotonin and then melatonin. So that's how that supplement works. So we did bring supplements in for the people. There you go, people. You are most welcome.
Blue light blockers.
Blue light blockers, yeah. So that's part of the sleep like a bat. So that's part of the the light. So just try and get rid of the light in the evenings. Try and get light in the mornings to help set circadian rhythms. know that throughout the day there are ultradian cycles. So all your sleep cycles are 90 minutes, and these ultradian cycles carry on throughout the day. So this is a good part, actually. This is irrelevant of sleep, but this will help for people if they're trying to concentrate on specific things. So you have these ultradian cycles throughout the day as well. And this is why you'll have maximum concentration for around 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, you'll start dropping off. So this is why you want to concentrate for 90 minutes, take a break, and then you'll go back into another ultradian cycle of 90 minutes, take a break. So this is how you can concentrate. So utilize those ultradian cycles for concentration or kind of deep learning.
And this is why it's a good idea after the 90 minutes to go outside, walk around, to move your body.
Yeah, go out, look off into the distance, just kind of relax, breathe. And this will help kind of consolidate what you've been learning as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well.
I think, yeah. So hopefully you've got some tips on how to get a little bit better sleep.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions, we will reference some of the studies and James's delightful eye mask.
Oh, yeah. We can also put some blue light blockers in there as well.
Yeah, we can put the blue light blockers in there because you've got some good ones, haven't you? And we'll see you in the next podcast.
Cheers, guys.